there, Deb Hoffmann, Guinness World Record holder of the largest Winnie the Pooh collection in the world. Today I have a couple of things that I want to share with you that are really kind of fun. First of all, let's talk about new Pooh, because again, finding new Pooh is not always the easiest thing to do. This sweater. You can tell that it's kind of cold in Wisconsin because you can tell I'm wearing sweaters and sweatshirts. This sweater, I bought actually last year. Actually, I didn't buy it. It was a gift given to me by my wonderful, enabling, fantastic husband, Gary. So he actually got it on the DisneyStore.com. And so it's Winnie the Pooh, and he's in brown, which is really interesting. You don't see a lot of brown Winnie the Pooh, so that was kind of interesting. And it's velour, and it is so warm. It zips up, and so if you can still find it, boy, it is absolutely just really comfortable. And so I'm frequently looking at DisneyStore.com to see if there's anything new out, and this was absolutely fabulous, and so I love it. But again, interesting because it was in brown. Second new thing that I want to share with you are my shoes. Now, you might say, are those Vans? They're not. But I got them online, and it's the new Winnie the Pooh image, and they're not Vans, but they're as comfortable as Vans, and I absolutely love them. And so once again, got them online. If the shoes are something you're interested in, feel free to email me at deb@mostpooh.com, and I'll get you the information, because they are absolutely so comfortable, about the same price point as Vans and just as comfortable. And so they have lots and lots of different images and different designs, and so I love wearing them. Very comfortable. Now, let's talk about a vintage Winnie the Pooh item, because the shoes are $15,438 in the collection. The sweater, $14,180. So that's very new stuff. Let's talk about my vintage item. This item is $3,057. So way back when I was first in the Guinness Book of World Records. And it's really kind of what got me started with Winnie the Pooh again. Okay, so let's go all the way back in time. So this before really I'm collecting too much Winnie the Pooh. First job, and I had purchased in college a ketchup bottle telephone. And you're like, what? And so this was back when you got the Sunday paper, and they had coupons in the Sunday paper. And they had, different coupons for different items, and there would be an ad for, send in a UPC and $3.50 for postage and whatever, and you'd get an item. And there was a phone, and it was a ketchup bottle, and I thought, that is the coolest thing. So, collected my UPCs from ketchup and sent it in, and I had a ketchup bottle phone. And so this was when I was in college. And it was kind of fun because I'm in the dorm room, and not a lot of people had a phone in the dorm room back in the 80s. And so I'd be on the phone talking to the ketchup bottle, and it was really kind of cool because you sat the ketchup bottle down, and that's what hung it up. And the dial was on the bottom, so when it was sitting, it looked like a real ketchup bottle. So you pick it up, and you would talk to the ketchup bottle. And so I purposely did this. I would stand in my doorway at the dorms talking on the phone, and people probably thought I was drunk or something like that. Oh, look at that lady, she's talking to a ketchup bottle. So it was a lot of fun. And so in our first, so fast forward, Gary and I get married, we have our first house, and I still have the ketchup bottle phone. And we'd have it out sitting on a table, and we'd be having people over, and everybody wants to help you clean up after dinner or whatever, and they'd grab the phone, and oh my God, there was a cord attached to it. And so it was just a great conversation piece. So I started collecting novelty telephones. And so first job, I'm across the street from a novelty telephone store. It was perfect. But limited money back then. So I would go into the store more to visit the phones than anything, and so I would save up my my money, and I bought a hot dog telephone, so it looked like a hot dog, and then there was a hamburger telephone, looked like a hamburger, went along with my ketchup bottle, and there was this phone. And I'm like, oh, look at that. There's a Winnie the Pooh phone. Hey, when I was a kid, I loved Winnie the Pooh. So I went into the store for 6 months, never really thinking about this phone. Then one day, it was gone. Okay, so for 6 months, I didn't need this phone. Now it was gone. I had to find this phone. So again, this is back in the 80s. So it's before eBay, before Craigslist, this is before for online. So the only way that you could find something like this was to go to the newspaper. How vintage. So what I did is I said, you know, Disney is in Florida, California. I'm going to put some ads in papers in those 2 states. Picked out a couple other states, and so, you know, I put some ads in. And so one day I get a phone call, and he's like, are you the lady that's looking for the Winnie the Pooh phone? I said, yeah, I am. He's like, okay, well, bring some money to the Jewel Osco parking lot on Sunday. I'm like, okay. And I hung up the phone. I'm like, crap, I'm in Wisconsin. He's in Florida. What am I going to do? So I have a brother-in-law who's a priest. And so I called up my brother-in-law. I said, hey, can you take $80 to the Jewel Osco parking lot in Kissimmee and buy a phone for me? And so God bless him, he did that. And so he's there in the parking lot, and so the other guy, you know, drives up next to him, and so you got driver to driver window, and my brother-in-law's like, hey, I'm here to buy the phone. And so that guy, it's in a paper bag. And so he hands the phone out the window in the paper bag, and you know, my brother-in-law gives him the money, and he basically like speeds off. And so the phone could be hot for all I know. But anyway, I got the phone, and it was so much fun figuring out how do you find a phone. You know, these days all you have to do is Google it and you got one. But back then it was a hunt. It was figuring out how do you get this item. And so I think the hunt is kind of what like pulled me in. I'm like, wow, that was a lot of fun. But now here's the thing. All the phones had this little rubber butterfly. Well, the phone didn't come with the rubber butterfly. It, you know, it was brittle and it had broken off, and so it was without the butterfly. Well, you can't have a phone without a butterfly. So now the next hunt was finding how do you find the butterfly. And again, today you could probably Google it. Back then, well, you couldn't do that. So that was the next hunt. So all this is happening, and this is right around the time that Disney started to offer licensing to other places. And so you were starting to see Winnie the Pooh merchandise places other than Sears, because back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, Sears was really the place that you could find Winnie the Pooh merchandise. Now the licenses were being offered to Hallmark and you know, all the other places. And so that year, Hallmark had Winnie the Pooh ornaments. And once again, I got some of the ornaments, but I didn't get them all. There were 6, and I got 4. How do you find the other 2? Excuse me. So you know, finding those other ornaments. I mean, it was all about the hunt. And so, you know, I got the ornaments, I got the phone, and then I found a Winnie the Pooh at JCPenney's, and I got that one. And so it was kind of the phone that and the ornaments that wrote me back into collecting Winnie the Pooh. And so before I knew it, I was a Winnie the Pooh collector again. So anyway, so I really do credit this phone and those ornaments and my brother-in-law for helping me to be the Guinness World Record holder. So anyway, excited to share the phone with you today. So if you ever want to get in contact with me, feel free to reach out to me at mostpooh.com. You can email me at deb@mostpooh.com. I'm on Twitter, mostpooh, Facebook, mostpooh. You can also connect with me there, and obviously on my YouTube channel, mostpooh5150. And so I do have a Winnie the Pooh phone that I still need to test. It's very much like this one. It doesn't have the butterfly, but it is going to be out on Cartoon Freak Boutique probably in the next couple of weeks. So if you also want to have a Winnie the Pooh phone, I'll be able to help you out. And so you don't have to go to Florida and put an ad in the newspaper. So anyway, thanks for tuning in, TTFN, and I'll see you in the next episode.